Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. Another gem of a video from Business Core. This is again an interview with Whitney Webb, the author of um, you guys have to forgive me. Can't even remember the title of her book now. But it happens. This is what happens when they start attacking me in the ways in which they do. That it affects my short-term memory. But you can Google her name and find out the name of her books that she wrote. It's all about the surveillance state, the CIA, embedded within corporate entities, American corporate entities, and so forth. In which you will hear the U.S. also talk about Chinese corporations with the Chinese government embedded within Chinese corporations, but the United States does the same thing here. Okay, we just don't know about it, and in a lot of we do know about some of them, right? And Whitney Webb, she's excellent in her research, and listen to what she says because we as TIs have been talking about this because we are the people who they experiment on with these things first, all right? In order to manipulate us, in order to create an agenda that they orchestrated, okay? In every facet and in every way.
Reducing in-person shopping and really, other in-person activities, including healthcare, in-person doctor visits, moving to telemedicine as much as possible. And this was really a big focus of that commission, which was the meeting of the national security state and the big tech industry in the years prior to COVID-19. And a lot of that push into the digital realm was a consequence of a lot of COVID-19 era policies that's helped sort of feed that ambition. But I think with this goal to have an increased investment in AI infrastructure, we're likely to see that develop. And it's not really surprising that you have Larry Ellison of Oracle involved. He's recently had comments about the need for things like digital ID in the United States, which would be sort of a core foundational aspect of this type of wide-reaching AI system, and also said that, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, of course, but invasive AI surveillance systems on citizens will help them be on their best behavior, which is a rather Orwellian thing to say, and sort of very much feeds into the idea of the panopticon, where if someone is always being watched, the panopticon, is used in the context of surveillance a lot, but it was originally a model for a prison where prisoners are always being, or under the impression they're always being watched, but they can't directly see the people watching them, and that this sort of induces obedience.
As she said the word "see," if the mic picked up the New York Predator Department using their sirens. Again, why? Because I can see their programming, I can see their tactics and methods of what they have done and continue to do. Excuse me. Wow. And they don't want those tactics and methods to be exposed, right? The use of technology, the use of science to manipulate us, to create suspicion when there is no suspicion, to create crimes when there is no crime, or to manipulate people into engaging in criminal activities or crime. Everything will be weaponized. Most things you'll see that they're going to create new form of criminality and new types of crimes based on their position and based on what kind of profit or what kind of control they can exert from or take from those activities, right? In which they will create, just like how they create mental illness and they profit off of it, they are going to create new kind of crimes based off of what they consider to be crimes. And because they will be able to profit off of it, you will start to see these things happening, all right? And we start to see it also now, particularly on social media, where you can now be labeled because you post certain things, okay? And it can, in some states, which they've passed laws, it can be a crime to post certain things online. Not things like we already know, not like harmful images and stuff like that or bullying stuff like that, but just if you disagree with the state, if you post a quote from you know someone in the past, right? Not your quote, not anything that you're saying, but or if you share a post by that somebody made, you can be charged with a crime for that also, depending on what it is that that person posts. All right. Okay.
Obedience to be on their best behavior at all times. And I, personally view that as kind of a very big and not necessarily positive trade-off between liberty and at least perceived security. And I think people would do well to sort of interrogate some of the consequences of handing such a big AI infrastructure project to companies that are run by individuals with those views in particular.
There's two things I want to drill into.
All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna end the video there. I don't want it to get a copyright strike, but I just want to share that part so that people will understand this is what TIs have been experiencing, have been going through, and it's not to uh, create a personality where TIs we're on our best behavior. Is to manipulate us in ways in which the technology that they've implanted within us will allow them to do to the rest of society when their plans are implemented. Okay? All right, talk to you guys in the next video.